Welcome to the deep dive.
Hey there.
Today, we're taking a really focused look at Apple's new iPhones, the 16 and 16 Plus.
Yep, straight from the horse's mouth, as it were.
Yeah.
We're using Apple's own official info.
Exactly. And the goal isn't just, a feature list. We want to pinpoint the updates that really matter.
The things that'll actually change how you use the phone day to day, maybe find some surprises too.
So if you want to get a real handle on what these new iPhones offer, without drowning in tech specs, this is the place.
Consider it your shortcut.
Yeah.
We'll dig into, everything from Apple Intelligence, which is getting a lot of buzz, to the camera upgrades, the chip inside, even some design stuff.
Okay, let's start with that big one then, Apple Intelligence.
Right.
Apple's calling it a personal intelligence system. Sounds like they want to weave AI into, pretty much everything.
Yeah, that seems to be the idea. And they're hitting the privacy drum hard right from the start. On-device processing, private cloud compute. What's the main idea there?
Well, fundamentally, they're trying to do as much AI stuff on your phone as possible. Keep your data local.
Okay.
And when things do need the cloud, this private cloud compute thing is designed so that, supposedly, even Apple can't see your personal info.
So AI power, but trying to keep your data private. Makes sense. How does that actually, show up in features? What can it do?
Right. Let's get practical. Productivity first. They mentioned writing tools. What are those about?
Okay, so imagine you're writing an email, right? These tools could proofread it for you.
Ah, useful.
Or you could rewrite a text message to sound, more professional or more casual.
Oh, interesting. Tone shifting.
Exactly. Or even summarize a long article or document. And this works across different apps, not just Apple's.
Okay, that summarizing sounds potentially huge. What else?
In the Notes and Phone apps, you'll be able to record audio and get automatic transcripts and summaries. Think like recording a meeting and key points listed out.
Whoa, okay. That audio summary and notes, that sounds incredibly useful. Save a ton of time.
Could do, yeah.
And what about this priority messages in mail? My inbox could definitely use some help.
Ah, tell me about it. Yeah, this is meant to automatically flag emails that seem urgent or important.
So cut through the noise a bit.
That's the idea. Help you focus. But Apple Intelligence isn't just spreadsheets and emails, right? It's getting creative, too.
Ah, yes. The Gmoji and Image Playground. Tell us about those.
Gmoji sounds, fun. You basically describe the emoji you want, and it creates it.
Seriously. So if the perfect emoji doesn't exist...
You might be able to just make it. And Image Playground is kind of like that, but for full images.
Yeah.
You can use text descriptions, concepts, even people from your photos, and generate unique images in different styles. Animation, illustration, sketch.
And there's a cleanup tool for photos as well. What's that for?
Yeah, that looks like a way to easily remove distracting stuff from the background of your photos.
Like that random person who walked into your perfect shot.
Exactly. Or an annoying sign. Just tidy things up without needing, complex editing software.
Gotcha. And of course, Siri's getting a makeover with all this intelligence. What's changing there?
Quite a bit, it seems. A new look, for starters.
Yeah.
But more importantly, much better language understanding. And you'll be able to type to Siri, too, which is handy if you're somewhere quiet or just don't want to talk.
Yeah, that's a good option.
But the big thing seems to be understanding natural conversation better. Like, even if you stumble over your words, Siri should still get it.
Okay, more forgiving.
And maybe most practically, Siri's getting way more knowledge about the iPhone itself.
How so?
It'll be able to give you step-by-step instructions on how to do things on the phone. Like, hey, Siri, how do I schedule a text? And it'll walk you through it.
Oh, that's actually really smart. Like a built-in tutor.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be great for figuring out features you didn't even know were there.
Definitely. Okay, let's pivot a bit. The camera. Always a huge part of the iPhone story. What's new on the 16?
Lots going on here, too. One interesting thing is this camera control.
Camera control? What is that?
It's a new sort of physical interaction. You use finger slides, apparently, maybe on the side or back, to quickly adjust things like exposure, depth of field.
Without tapping the screen.
That seems to be the idea. Switching lenses, digital zoom, all through these gestures. Faster access, maybe? More intuitive?
Could make one-handed shooting easier, maybe.
Possibly. And there are button presses, too, right? Specific actions tied to buttons.
Yeah, exactly. Like, a quick click can launch the camera or take a photo.
Instant capture.
Right. A longer press starts or stops video. A light press brings up zoom controls.
Okay.
And a double light press, then slide, lets you adjust other settings. It's like adding physical shortcuts.
A whole new layer of control. Interesting. And beyond just controlling it, the camera's getting smarter at seeing things, this visual intelligence.
Yeah, think of it like Like Google Lens, but built right in. Point your phone at something.
Like a plant or a dog.
Exactly. And it can identify it. Or maybe see an item in a shop and tell you where to buy it.
Huh. Bridging the physical and digital? That's the goal, yeah. Connecting what you see with online info right through the camera.
Okay, cool. What about the actual hardware? The lenses? Any big changes?
Yes, they're talking about a 2-in-1 48MP fusion camera.
Fusion camera? What does that mean?
Well, fusion usually implies combining data, maybe from different pixels or different exposures, to get a better final image, high resolution, maybe better low light.
Okay.
And this one lens does both the main high-res 48MP shots and acts as a 2x optical quality telephoto zoom.
Ah, so it's pulling double duty.
Seems like it. And the ultra-wide camera is getting an upgrade, too. Apple's saying it's like having 4 lenses in your pocket overall.
Right, counting the different zoom levels and the ultra-wide. What's improved on that ultra-wide specifically?
2 key things, really. It now has autofocus.
Oh, that's big for macro shots, right? Close-ups?
Exactly. Sharper macro photos and videos. And it captures a wider scene, but also, significantly, it captures up to 2.6 times more light.
Wow, okay. So much better in dim lighting.
Should be, yeah. That's often where ultra-wide struggles, so that's a welcome boost.
Definitely. Now for video, there's this audio mix feature. That sounds different.
Yeah, this is pretty neat, especially for creators. It uses their spatial audio capture tech and lets you actually adjust the voices in your video after you've recorded it.
After. How?
Well, there are modes in frame. Boosts the voices of people on camera. Studio tries to give voices the clean, professional sound.
Okay.
And cinematic kind of focuses all the sound towards the front, like in a movie mix.
That's some serious post-production control right on the phone.
It really is. Could save a lot of hassle editing audio later.
And sticking with photos, photographic styles are evolving too.
Yeah, they're offering more flexibility here. You can tweak skin tones more precisely, adjust the overall color mood. And the cool part is you can add, change, or remove these styles anytime, even after the shot, with the live preview before you commit.
Some more experimentation possible.
Right. And there's a new control pad for adjusting tone and color together, plus sliders for specific color intensities, more granular control over the final look.
Sounds like they're really trying to give users more creative power directly in the camera app.
Seems that way.
Now, driving all this, the new A18 chip. What's the story there?
Right. The A18, Apple's latest silicon, custom built for all this AI stuff and the camera features.
Faster, I assume?
Oh, yeah. They're saying it's 2 generations ahead of the A16 Bionic. Significant speed boosts claimed for both the CPU, the main brain, and the GPU for graphics.
How much faster?
Figures mentioned are up to 60% faster CPU, up to 2x faster GPU. Though sometimes these numbers vary slightly depending on what exactly they're comparing.
Okay, but definitely faster.
Definitely. But crucially, they also emphasize power efficiency, which leads us to...
The battery life. Always the big question. What are we looking at for the 16 and 16 Plus?
Well, they've apparently redesigned the inside a bit to fit a larger battery.
Ah.
And that, combined with the A18's efficiency, is meant to give a, quote, big boost, despite the new features.
Okay. Any numbers?
For video playback, Apple lists the iPhone 16 at up to 22 hours.
And the Plus?
Up to 27 hours for the 16 Plus. Now, it's worth noting, the comparisons to older models are a little mixed in the source material.
How so?
Some places suggest several hours more battery life, others show smaller gains, and one comparison even showed a slight dip. So, take the exact increase with a grain of salt, maybe? It depends on usage, too, obviously.
Right. Real-world mileage varies, but the trend seems positive. And charging. Still MagSafe.
Yep, MagSafe wireless charging up to 25 watts if you have the right adapter. Gets you about 50% charge in roughly 30 minutes, they say.
Okay, standard stuff there. Let's talk build quality, design, durability, anything new.
It's still that sturdy aerospace-grade aluminum frame, color-infused glass back.
Familiar feel.
Right. But they're highlighting the latest ceramic shield on the front glass, calling it 2 times tougher than any smartphone glass.
Wow, okay. Tougher front.
And interestingly, a new internal design for better heat dissipation.
So it might run cooler during heavy tasks like gaming.
That seems to be the implication, yeah. Better sustained performance. Oh, and 5 colors. Black, ultramarine, teal, pink, and white.
Got it. Now that new physical button, the action button, what's that all about?
It's basically a customizable shortcut button. Press and hold to launch, whatever you set it to.
Like the flashlight or camera.
Flashlight, voice memo, silent mode, camera, magnifier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can also set it up with shortcuts.
So you can have it open a specific app. or run a complex task.
Exactly. Or even change what it does based on time or location. And some apps might use it for specific actions, like setting an alarm, or they mentioned ordering coffee.
Lots of potential there for personalization.
Very much so. Quick physical access to what you use most.
Speaking of personalization, that ties into iOS 18, which these phones will run. What are the highlights there?
iOS 18 brings some big changes to the home screen. You can finally tint your app icons any color you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And arrange icons and widgets more freely on the grid. Lock or hide apps, too, for privacy.
More control over the look and feel.
Definitely. Lock screen controls are more customizable, too, and you can assign things to that action button we just mentioned. The Photos app is getting a major overhaul. It'll automatically organize photos by topic, like people and pets.
That sounds helpful.
And iMessage gets more expressive options, like animated effects for specific words or emojis.
So more visual flair all around. Okay. Now, switching gears slightly, safety features like crash detection are still included, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That uses the phone's sensors, accelerometer, gyroscope, barometer, plus algorithms to detect a severe car crash.
And calls for help if you can.
Exactly. It'll automatically call emergency services and notify your emergency contacts, even if you don't have cell service, using satellite potentially. It's a really important safety net.
Good to know that's still there. Apple also talks a lot about the environment. Any specific initiatives with the iPhone 16?
Quite a few, actually. They state their data centers, including the ones powering Apple Intelligence, run on 100% renewable electricity.
Okay.
And the phone itself uses more recycled materials. Over 95% recycled lithium in the battery parts, 100% recycled gold in some connectors and wires, 100% recycled copper in the MagSafe charger.
Wow. Quite specific.
Yeah, they're really detailing it. And the packaging is now 100% fiber-based and thinner, reducing shipping impact.
A consistent push on sustainability then.
Seems so. And privacy remains a big theme, beyond just the AI stuff. Anything new there in iOS 18?
Yes, a dedicated passwords app.
Ooh, like a built-in password manager.
Exactly. Secure place for passwords, passkeys, Wi-Fi passwords, even those two-factor authentication codes, all end-to-end encrypted and synced.
That sounds incredibly useful and much needed.
Yeah. Plus, more control over sharing contacts. You can choose to share only specific contacts with an app, not your whole address book.
Better granularity, good. And accessibility, Apple usually has some innovations there.
They do. 3 big ones highlighted. First, eye tracking.
Eye tracking, to control the phone.
Yeah. Uses machine learning and the front camera. Navigate and interact just using your eyes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Then there's music haptics. This uses the Taptic engine, the phone's vibration motor, to create haptic feedback that matches music.
So people who are deaf or hard of hearing can sort of feel the music.
That's the idea, yeah. Experience the rhythm and texture through vibrations.
Incredible. What's the third?
Vocal shortcuts. This lets people with atypical speech record custom sounds and assign those sounds to trigger actions on the iPhone, like running a shortcut or speaking a phrase.
Making control accessible even if standard voice commands are difficult. Really impressive stuff.
Truly. Shows a real commitment. And finally, the ecosystem. How does the iPhone 16 play with other Apple gear?
As seamlessly as ever, really. iPhone mirroring lets you see and control your phone screen on your Mac.
Right.
Continuity means you can answer calls, send texts from your Mac, copy-paste between devices, access iCloud files everywhere, use your Apple Watch to find your phone, or as a remote camera viewfinder. And AirPods setup is still super simple, with features like adaptive audio working across devices.
It's all about that integrated experience, isn't it?
Very much so. That's a huge part of the appeal for many people.
Okay, so if someone's interested in buying one, what are the options? Support.
Usual Apple methods. Trade in your old phone for credit.
Right.
Monthly payment plans. Sometimes no-cost EMI, depending on the region. Free delivery or store pickup.
And help setting it up.
Yeah. They offer personal setup sessions with specialists, online or in-store, to get you started. Plus, you can shop one-on-one with the specialist, too. And the Apple Store app for a personalized experience.
So plenty of ways to buy and get help.
Things like it.
Well, we have covered a lot of ground here. From Apple Intelligence and all its facets to the camera upgrades, the A18 chip, battery life, design tweaks, iOS 18. Whew.
It's a pretty comprehensive update, especially with that AI layer woven through everything.
And just to remind everyone, this is all based on the official info Apple put out, giving you that factual baseline.
Which brings up maybe a final thought for you, the listener. Considering how deeply this Apple Intelligence is integrated, How do you see this changing how you actually use your phone, maybe your other devices too, down the line?
Yeah, that's a big question. What possibilities really excite you as this tech gets smarter and more embedded in our daily routines?
Definitely something to chew on.
Absolutely. Well, we encourage you to dig deeper into any features that caught your eye on Apple's site or, check out the phones yourself if you get the chance.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.